Here we're going to be going over ratios here to analyze the long-term debt of a company here. Now, long-term creditors and stockholders are interested in a company's long-run solvency. That is the company's ability to pay interest as it comes due and to repay the face value of debt at its maturity here. Now, two ratios that provide information about the debt-paying ability and the long-run solvency of the company are, and we'll go over them here. So we have the debt to total assets ratio here, and then we also have our times interest earned ratio here. So first, for our debt to total assets ratio here, that's simply the total debt of the company divided by its total assets. Now, I have to note here, the total debt here, that includes both the current and our long-term liabilities here. So the debt to total assets ratio measures the percentage of the total assets provided by the creditors here. The higher the percentage of debt to total assets, the greater the risk the company may be unable to meet its maturing obligation here. So what you have here, the higher the debt ratio here to total assets, the greater chance the company isn't going to be able to pay that debt here. So next, let's look at this times interest earned ratio here. This is where we take the income before income taxes here plus the interest expense, and you divide that sum amount here by the interest expense itself. That's going to give us our times interest earned here. Now, the times interest earned ratio here, that indicates the company's ability to meet interest payments as they come due. The higher the ratio, the more easily the company can meet its interest expense as it comes due. So what you're looking here for is a high interest or a times interest earned here ratio. You're looking for actually a high number here. Okay, so let's go and look at an example here, and we're just going to look at, we got our total liabilities, and this is in millions of dollars here, and then total assets, interest expense, income taxes, and net income. So let's first look at the debt to total assets ratio here. So we take our total debt here, and this is in millions of dollars again, $7,360 million here, divided by the total assets here of $13,500,000. So that ratio is going to be a 54.6%. It's a pretty high ratio here, but that's what it comes out to. Now let's look at our times interest earned ratio here. So this is where we take our income before income taxes plus our interest expense divided by the interest expense itself. So here we had our income of net income here of $1,370 million plus our income taxes here of $750 million here, plus an interest expense of $31 million. Again, divided by the interest expense itself of $31 million here. So we're going to come up with a ratio here of 69 times here. So this is a case where we got a high times interest earned ratio of 69 times. So what we're going to look at here, even though the company has a relatively high debt to total assets percentage here of 54.6%, its interest coverage here of 69 times indicates that it can easily meet the interest payments as they come due. So even though, just reviewing here, we total debt to total assets, high ratio here of 54.6%, but because we have a times interest earned here of 69 times here, that means we're going to be able to meet this debt even though it has a high debt to total assets ratio. Okay, so this is just going over these two ratios here, the debt to total assets and the times interest earned. So just remember, these are the two main ratios that you're going to use for analyzing long-term debt of a company.